And I wanted to cover a nifty new tool that's come out from MailChimp that you might have seen, you might not have seen. And I just wanted to do a quick product overview of some of the pros and cons that as web designers, what we see, how you could make use of this tool, or if you should make use of this tool, and possibly where it's going. So to catch you up, MailChimp recently released and announced that they have a free website builder tool. Now, the interesting thing, the thing that does interest Spark sites about this is twofold. Number one, the fact that MailChimp is a marketing company. And as a marketing company, they then pivoted, if you will, and went from marketing to web design. Most other companies actually start with web design and then ease into marketing. And that usually makes for clunky interaction, because most people that ease into marketing and they start with web design, their head is in design. As a marketing company, MailChimp understands email, it understands Facebook ads, it understands CRM, client relationship management. You might have seen some of these tools roll out. We're big fans of the MailChimp CRM. And we're going to actually share my screen here in a hot second with you. In order, here, let me pull that in. Yeah, there it is. Yep. So we're going to cover this in a quick second, but I want to cover this and touch on this because it is very intriguing. The other thing, aside from it being a marketing company that added a website builder, is they're announcing it's a free builder. And that sounds really good to a lot of people. And so I want to actually give you a tour and show you a little bit of what it is. You know, some of you might be intimidated to click around. I want to click around for you, show my screen here, and actually show you what's possible with the MailChimp website builder and some of the things you should be watching for that it might be lacking, that might make you hold off for a little bit, or maybe use it in the right context. But let's look at this. Let me actually pull this up here. So let's blow this up. Let's shrink my little head there. There we go. So let's hide this. There we go. So this is when you log into MailChimp, you typically see some version of this screen. And if you go over to the left and actually click a new icon that's here, you click over into website. Boom, there you go. And it's going to load a website. And give this a second to load. The first thing I want to point out is that is the domain section. Before we dive into everything that's going on with websites, let's look at domains. In domains, you can add your own domains. You can see we've added Gmail, and it verifies and authenticates your domain so that when you send email, it will arrive in someone's email inbox. You have to verify that so it doesn't get blocked by spam filters. So you'll see Spark My Site's been verified, and State of the Spark. Eventually, all of our Spark website domains will be verified here. You can connect a new domain, which is super easy, but the one that most people will freak out about is you can purchase a new domain. Don't do that. Why I'm telling you this is, in our experience, we've worked with a lot of builders like Wix or Weebly, and what a lot of these services do is they add this. It seems so convenient. I can just add my domain right from here. Well, let's say your company goes really well and it grows, and you suddenly realize some of the limitations, which we'll look at in a second. Some of these limitations are too much, and you're going to want to build a website at WordPress or build a website that's a custom developed website elsewhere, and you want to move your domain. Well, it becomes very complicated to move a domain out of the company you purchase it with into another company. And when that company is not a domain registrar primarily, when that's not its main function, there's a lot of limitations. Your email is your email here, or Gmail, and will it get interrupted when you move your domain? A lot of that is still yet to be determined in the MailChimp marketplace, meaning I don't think it's ready for you to purchase a domain. If you have a domain, go purchase it at GoDaddy. Just go do it. Take my word for it. There's a lot of reasons to do that. Go purchase it at GoDaddy, and you can always connect it here. But do not purchase the domain here. Not because MailChimp is bad in particular, just because of the setup of when a company like MailChimp does other things as its primary thing, and purchasing domains and managing domains is a secondary thing. It nearly always goes wrong in the future. That's basically our rule of thumb in Spark Sites. It could be perfect. They could keep developing, and this is perfectly fine, but you don't want to risk it if you ever want to move your site elsewhere. But it has everything else you need, so don't worry about any other function here. You can always add a domain and verify a domain. I recommend you have your web developer do that or help you with that. Here's my first note, pros and cons. Pro, super easy to connect a domain. Con, you might get hung up on how to verify an email. Sometimes these little walkthrough wizards are very easy and very helpful. Awesome. That's fantastic. But sometimes you need a web developer, because I made the comment, ask your web developer to do that. So it looks super simple to authenticate. Give it a shot. But it's 50-50 if you're going to need a web developer. So let's move on to website. So I actually was really impressed at what I've seen here. I've seen a lot of website builders, and they're developing all the time, right? I've been pretty harsh on Wix and Weebly in the past because I've had bad experiences with them, but everything evolves and they get more investment dollars into making that experience easier. I'm sure if I were to revisit it, it would look really good and it'd be even better. So right here, let's look at this one. I was really impressed at this one. The one thing MailChimp is very famous for in the developer community is how good their design is. Look at even how well designed. They actually pioneered this look right here, where they use a serif font, and that serif font's a custom serif font, and it just looks, homey. It looks almost rural. It doesn't look mechanical, sans serif font. It actually looks really nice and welcoming. MailChimp really pioneered that look when they went through a massive rebrand. And so you expect that this design follows through with some of the templates that they have. So let's just survey this real quick. You can edit the site, publish the site, delete the site. Because they have marketing first and because they are a CRM, that's Client Relationship Manager, adding a pop-up or a subscribe form is super easy. That's a real big plus. You can also add Google Analytics or Facebook Analytics to track some click-throughs. So there will be some tracking, but there is a little bit of caution there about adding like a full-blown Google Analytics header code. Can you get full analytics? That has yet to be tested and determined. Adding pages is a breeze. And then I did want to point this out. Adding a Stripe integration, just for those who don't know, Stripe is quickly unseating PayPal in the dominant tool being used to connect websites to money. Stripe is a payment aggregator, and it works really simply, and you click Enable Stripe integration. Now, from what we know of Stripe, it might take a few extra steps, and this might be one of those scenarios where you might still need a web person to help you walk through it, but you could try, and I should in another video go ahead and try to connect Stripe. Now, if you're connecting Stripe, that has to clue you into something. It clues you into the fact that they're making it so that you can add taking money and payments on your website. This is big. Like a lot of the other website developers, it took them a while to add e-commerce as native. Most of them do it now. Squarespace does it now. Square does it now. Wix, Weebly obviously do it now. And MailChimp comes out of the box with that. So that is super easy. It's fantastic. Let's actually jump into some of these pages real quick. So the quick and easy thing I wanted to show you here was this is a templated page called Bake Shop. And if you scroll down, it's a pretty good looking website. It's got a really nice serif font, again, following with that MailChimp simplicity of design. They've put together several templates. Let's just start at the very top. So I clicked a button just now. Here, let's go back. I clicked a button right here called Manage Site. We can update the style. We can update the layout of this section. We can edit this section. You get a little pop-up. We'll look at that in a second. You can actually navigate all the sections of the website from the header to the intro to the text. You can see the page scrolling down, so it kind of shows you where these sections are. The subscribe function is super easy because it's MailChimp. It integrates right with that. That looks super good and clean. And then you could actually go into any one of these sections and toss them, or you can actually go into them and edit their layout, which looks really simple. I could just click this and it changes the layout for me to a boxed layout as opposed to a full width layout. That's super simple. Go back to intro and I can then change my background image to a color. and set it to one of my default colors. Now I could go back to my image or browse images. So you can see that, wow, there's a lot going on here. But let's look at style real quick. If you click style, you get a palette. And what is super simple here for people is you click in and you could just change your palette. And notice the whole website changes at the single click. Now, that's not abnormal for many website builders. Super convenient that MailChimp puts that together for you. And then you could change your theme. You could actually scroll in here and change your theme. You notice the font changed to a heavier font, or we changed to an even more scriptier font there. So you can actually go in and manually change all of these items. Let's actually just change that font to Playfair. Oh, that changed a little bit. And let's increase the size of our font just a peck. There we go. So you can see it offers a little bit more detail without making you become a developer. And notice we haven't touched any code yet so far. So that was, I clicked the styles button. So you've got pages and styles. And under pages, you can click through your pages and it's showing them to you. And then I can actually click in to edit that page, which is how I edit that page. Easy navigation. Fantastic. Easy to do sections, easy to update your colors. And then once you update your colors, if I click into edit section and I click into any one of these options, these are where these colors get populated, is under managing our styles. So that's kind of how those things are connected. And then if we click in, it's super easy to go ahead and add a section, and it's going to ask you, what sort of section do you want to add? Well, let's just add a, I don't know, a contact section. Let's pick our layout. Boom. Let's pick a sleek layout. Let's pick our background color, and boom. Now that, I'm not going to pretend that looks nice, right? But it's there and it's done. So building is super easy. I also wanted to point out a few quick other things. You click the preview button. You very simply can see what it looks like on mobile. Now, as with any of these previews, I would only score any of these preview widgets. We have them for Divi and the Divi Builder we built for you in WordPress. We have them, Wix, Weebly, Squarespace. They all have these. I would say these are only ever about 80 to 85% accurate. So yes, you're getting a good view of it. I'm sure if you had more options here, this would turn into some form of hamburger menu, but do expect Safari, iPhone, Android phones, expect them all tablets to be just a little different. And then you can exit the preview. You always have an undo button, and that just got rid of the background color I put in my contact section. That just got rid of my contact section. And lo and behold, we're back to where we were. So easy mobile preview, easy e-commerce options, easy connecting to MailChimp. So here's what I don't like. For most of you, if you are just starting out, this is as good of an option as you're going to get with Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, and Square. And if you came to me and said, Grant, I can't afford a custom website yet, where should I start? I would actually select this over Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, any of the others, and here's why. I know that if you're successful, we don't have to plan if you're a failure. If your website, if your business fails, we don't have to plan for that. But if your business succeeds, we do need to plan for that. And if you're taking off soon and your business is taking off and you say something to me like, Grant, how do I add this header code for my CRM? There's nowhere to actually add header code. I've already gone into everything I can edit. I can't edit any header code. I can add Google Analytics. I can add Facebook Analytics, but that's it. So if you said, Grant, I just built this free site. How do I add a chatbot? There's nowhere to add a custom chatbot. So pretty quickly, if you succeed, you're going to want to add a few things. You're going to want to make sure that there's some high design. You're going to want to make sure there's chatbots. Can't do chatbots. But here's why I would recommend MailChimp over one of those others. If you go to one of the others, you're going to spend probably anywhere between $25 to $60 a month for this custom web builder. You might have a similar experience. Granted, it's super easy to get up and running, but you would have spent, I don't know, 20 to 60 bucks a month for 3 or 4 or 6 months. Well, now you have what's known as tech debt. You've been spending money and you feel obligated to that platform and you're afraid to move things. Chances are you're going to want to custom build. You're going to want to add chatbots. You're going to add custom code. You want to add custom links to other services. You might want to add a membership site. There's no way to currently add a membership site. You might want to add a client portal, a landing page for your clients to land and ask questions of you. You might want to add a knowledge base. You might have built some rudimentary versions of this. And MailChimp might keep investing in this platform over the next 3 to 6 months and add those features then. But if you decide in 3 to 6 months to build a custom website, when you go to one of the other services, you're going to have a lot of tech debt. You're going to be emotionally attached and not want to transition and think, I've spent all this money. I guarantee if you're successful, you're going to want to upgrade to a custom build in 3 to 6 months, maybe 6 to 9 months. And you don't want to be too emotionally attached. And if you build on MailChimp, your CRM is going to be building. People are going to be subscribing to your newsletter. Well, it's very simple in a WordPress website with a custom build to connect MailChimp to that WordPress site. And now you can keep storing client data in here and use the MailChimp app for CRM. So transitioning from MailChimp, getting a beginner website, and then when you're ready to graduate to a custom website build in WordPress, you can still keep all of your CRM in MailChimp. If you build with Wix or Weebly, you're still going to use MailChimp to store client data. So I really recommend this, especially for a starter website. But if you know that you're going to have very complex e-commerce, very integral chatbots, client portals, membership portals, chances are you're going to actually want a lot of custom touch, and you're going to want to keep this stuff in MailChimp. And a lot of those services don't exist here yet. If you start building here and in 6 to 9 months, MailChimp adds those, that's great. All the better for you. You've won the technology lottery and you've stayed here and you haven't paid any extra money for this. Of course, MailChimp wants to build a website builder. Why? You're going to start loading more and more clients in there. You're going to start building up your CRM, and they charge for how much use you make out of their email platform, out of their ad platform, out of their CRM platform. And if you want to graduate, you can graduate and no skin lost, no skin off your nose to actually go to a custom build, but everything remains integrated. I think this is a win all around for a beginner website and for you just starting out trying to tinker on your own. I guarantee that even though it's a no-code environment, you're going to run into hiccups. Why can't I make this picture animate in the way I want? Why can't I make this one button shimmer or pulse because I really want them to click that? The other thing I want to call out is this. When you're starting your business, you probably shouldn't be worried about high design, meaning the subconscious digital rhetoric that influences people to take a certain action. Fill out a contact form, click a buy now button, click a contact us button. You just want to get a good design up and running quickly, and that's what MailChimp does for you. But the minute you want to really start influencing your visitors to stay on your page longer, to actually click the buttons you want to click, to actually get a tasteful palette targeted just for that demographic, high design, and this is what we call it, SparkSites high design. When you're ready for that, of course, SparkSites will be there to take your business. For now, this is a good place to start. I think it's a significant tool. Now, there's other discussions that MailChimp might be adding artificial intelligence, as all of the web builders are. Keep checking back on this tool to see, hey, starting out something new, something fresh. But you're going to hit functionality limitations pretty quickly. This is the clincher if I haven't shared this yet. Notice that there was no search engine optimization options. That's a big one. No search engine optimization options. I can't write in the meta tags. I'm not really sure how it functions from an ADA perspective. Can blind people actually visit my site? How do I handle media uploads and audio? In fact, do I see anywhere where I can upload any sort of media? I did see a place where I might be able to upload photos, but how robust is my ability to create downloads for my clients and those sorts of things? When you hit those limitations, and you will if your business is successful, that's about the time you're going to want to graduate. But I think the proper place for this MailChimp website is when you're not really sure what you want to do for web and your focus is on making a great product and selling that product right away, especially if you're a service-based business. If you're a product-based business, you probably want to skip this and go right to a custom WordPress build or Shopify build and go right that direction. But if you're a service-based business, this is probably a good start until you're ready to start getting ranked on Google and until you're starting to try to get high design to really create conversions or good customer service options like membership sites, customer portals, and chatbots. That's my summary. I hope you learned something out of this. I hope you gained something out of this. I'm really encouraged, and I love the MailChimp brand, and I like where it's going. So maybe watch for this tool for future updates. That's all for us from now. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments from Spark Sites. You know we're here to serve. We're fans of you and what you do. Let us know how we can serve you. Have a great day.